So this is going to be a short video. I wasn't really planning on making any videos anymore because it doesn't make any sense. I've been shadow banned so much it's kind of irrelevant now. But I decided to make this video only because I've been pushing a stop shopping message for a long time. I haven't been getting any traction, and again, I've been doing this at least 5 years at this point, so half a decade. Haven't been getting any traction. Some of it's due to being shadow banned and corralled by wealthy people that own these platforms, but it's also because the engagement from the Black community. Topics aren't shared, videos aren't shared. It didn't even seem to be talked about. So nobody got it. And as a result, I started to become very frustrated and jaded because, you're seeing all of these things happen and the Black community doesn't want to make the appropriate change, really the only change that is relevant or that matters, which is shutting down the economy or at least withdrawing a large percentage of our wealth from the economy to start a trend so that the economy shuts down. And that wasn't being done for years, and I started to get frustrated. A lot of stuff's happening to us, and people complain, but they don't do anything. So after a while, my videos became a little hostile, and I'm not apologizing for that. I was honest and genuine in what I was saying. I was frustrated, and what I was saying was true. A lot of the problems that not only the Black community, but people in general of all races around the globe, but specifically in this country, all the issues that we're going through can be stopped by us. We can stop it. All we have to do is alter the money flow. Nobody wants to do it. People just want to complain. And people have this like superhero complex where they think that there's supposed to be one man or one woman that comes along and saves them. That's why people still vote. That's why the voting system still works. Because people, when I listen to these people, it's like they're waiting for Superman or Century to come along and save them. Well, this candidate's saying this, so I'm going to vote for them. And everyone keeps, starts spreading the message about this one particular person. They keep talking about this person. Then when voting happens, they go out to the polls and vote thinking, oh, well, this one person will save us. No, you have to work. You got to put in the work. Everybody is a Christian and they study the Bible, but they forget certain scriptures. Faith without works is dead. If you don't do the work, then it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you believe that the system will help you. If you're not doing anything, then nothing's going to happen. The system is dead. It'll only function for the people that put in the work. And the people that are putting in the work are the wealthy. That's why the system works for them. You don't have the money that they have, so you can't put in the type of work that they put in, but you can put in work. And your work is going out there and altering how the people that are behind the system, how they benefit. You take away that benefit, then you can get some change and you can make modifications and get things going, but nobody wants to do it. So I'm not apologizing for the hostile videos that I've made, which weren't really hostile, but I was saying, I think one of my last videos I made was talking about automating jobs and AI and how at this point I'm sick of blaming the wealthy for committing crimes and being criminals. Now I'm going to start blaming the citizens for allowing themselves to be victims, allowing themselves to be victimized by these wealthy criminals. Now I'm going to start blaming them because if not for the lack of action from the masses, the people like me who understand what's going on and will work to try to get some change, we just have to go along and deal with this shit. So my videos, last few videos, which were hostile, I made, and I'm not apologizing for them, but I did want to make this video because people now seem to be fighting back in the same way that I've been pushing for all these years, which is to pull your money and to not shop. That's how you get change. And again, people know, it's just they don't want to do it. This young man that was shot in his back while he was running away, I'm not even going to call him a young man, this child, he was in junior high, was shot in his back while running away. It's like people won't do anything. And as a result, our children are being affected. They're being imprisoned, murdered, They're being affected because we won't do anything. That's why my videos started to become hostile, because I'm starting to see things happening, not just to the adults, but to the children. And adults don't want to do anything to make a change other than complain online. And so people are starting to do this thing. Hopefully it continues. And it needs to go beyond just the Asian community, obviously, because, this thing that happened to Carmelo Anthony, I mean, I've been disgusted before with stuff that happened. The Trayvon Martin thing always disgusted me and made me have this feeling of rage. Tamir Rice, that one to me is the worst at the time anyway, because now you got another junior high school kid who's shot in his back. And murdered. Jesus. And our children are dying. I have boys. And this Carmelo thing happened, and I'm supposed to live in a world where my sons are not allowed to defend themselves successfully against attackers, because if they do, they could possibly be punished for defending themselves. I went through something similar in high school and got into a fight with this big white wrestler kid. And we got into a fight. I didn't beat his ass, but he didn't beat my ass. It was kind of like we kind of just wrestled around on the floor until we were pulled apart by the other students. But I remember they were going to suspend me for it. My mother fought. She didn't fight as much as I wanted to because I still got detention. But, we live in a world where if you're a black kid, especially a black boy, it happens to black girls too. So, let me take that back. Not especially black boys. It happens to black girls too. They're demonized for fighting back or defending other kids. If you're a black child and you fight back and defend yourself, the rest of the country will treat you like the criminal. And that's the reality. And these are our children we're talking about. And I'm not going to live in a world where I have to tell my children that you can't fight back. So I'm trying to get together with people and do something more to push this message. But people like me, we don't put ourselves out there only because we get punished. You see my videos, I'm shadow banned. My videos have always been blocked, and they've been blocked for a reason. Like I always say, my stop shopping message is the only solution to get any change. And again, not just for black people, but for everybody. If everybody were to get on board, there'd be some real changes happening around the globe. And wealthy people know that. They monitor these videos, and so they shadow ban me and they block me from getting any traction. They don't let people see my videos because they didn't want that option getting out there. But that is the only viable option. People like me will put ourselves out there to work to spread this message. But again, we get watched by the powers that be, and then we can get punished. We get punished for it. And the rest of the people who we're trying to help, they're not going to do anything when we're punished. Look at Edward Snowden and these other whistleblowers who put their lives, literally sacrificed themselves just to get information out there. And the wealthy just railroaded them, imprisoned them, threw them away. The masses didn't do nothing. They did this to help the masses. And the masses just sat back and said, oh, that's not good. And just went about their business and lived their free lives. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Fred Hampton, a 21-year-old. These men literally, knowingly threw their lives in the garbage because they wanted to help other people. They were murdered, taken out. Black society didn't do nothing to honor those people. We're in a worse position now than we were back then. So people like me, we put these messages out and we try to do even more. But, we have to protect ourselves because nobody else will. Nobody else will. So, I've kind of taken a step back, but I wanted to make this now because, again, I was a little hostile in the other videos. But now that I'm starting to see people do what they should have done decades ago, I want to be one of those people that are like, yes, keep going and help prop people up. Like I said in other videos, I didn't need people to share my videos or to like my videos or to subscribe. I didn't need them to do that. I just needed people to share that idea and that concept, that stop shopping concept, and it wasn't getting done. So maybe people were doing it in the back end, or I don't believe they were, because I would have started to get, I would have heard about my idea a long time ago. So I don't believe people were pushing it. Maybe other people just caught on and realized, well, they boycotted it in the 60s and it worked. Let's do it now. Either way, if people start doing this and they keep it up, then you're going to start to see change. And we need to start boycotting everything. My original message was you can't just stop shopping, period, because obviously you need to purchase things. And unfortunately, our black economic infrastructure isn't anywhere near where it should be or could be. So you can't just stop shopping everywhere and just shop black. Unfortunately, because there's a lot of products you're not going to be able to get, or it will be very hard. And there's people that don't have time, single mothers, single fathers, people that work 80 hours a week, and it's just they kind of don't have the energy or the time to research and know where to go and order stuff online. They can't wait. So I used to tell people, well, just stop shopping at the big chain stores. You can go to a local mom and pop store. And I've always said, if you're hungry, go to a Chinese food spot, a privately owned one, or a Chinese dry cleaner. If go to one of these places, Korean 99-cent store, fish market or something like that if you need products. But even that now, that's got to be changed because now we can't support their businesses. So people is going to get a little harder, unfortunately, but we can do it. You got to change how you shop. Again, you can't just not shop because, as I've said in other videos, this needs to be sustainable. This isn't just a slogan. I'm not trying to get views and get people's attention. I'm trying to push a new lifestyle. And that new lifestyle is I'm going to take my money away from the wealthy because I know it will hurt them. And once it starts to hurt them enough, then they will start to reach out and let their employees, the people that we call politicians, do something to give us something. We'll get a seat at the table and then we'll have a voice. And then the international community can hear a lot of the stuff that we say and we can get some things changed. So that was my whole thing in the past, stop shopping with the wealthy. Don't go in the big chain stores, the big chain supermarkets and all that yada, yada. You want to hear what I said? Watch the other videos. But now even these local mom and pop shops, we don't want to shop in because the local mom and pops are starting to show that they are racist ass clowns, jealous animals who will railroad and destroy a child's life, knowing that the child was accosted by multiple people and just fought back the best way he could. When they think of us black people, they think that we're like gods. As inferior as they say we are, clearly they don't think we're inferior, because if a white kid was being picked on, if four black football players walked up to some white kid and told him, get up, get out of here, and the kid said, no, I'm not getting out of here, stop bothering me, and don't put your hands on me, don't touch me. And the four black football players proceeded to attack him, and that white kid could have pulled out a gun and blew one of their heads off. Everybody around in this country, every non-black person, and even a good number of black people would have said, well, I don't know why those four big kids were picking on that little white kid who was a lot smaller than them. That kid just had to defend himself. But when the roles are reversed, people expect that this Carmelo Anthony kid is Captain America. And he should have just fought because he's black. He clearly could have fought them all off, all four of those football players. He could have easily just took care of them. He didn't need any kind of weapon or any kind of help. He's a black child. He should automatically know martial arts. He should be a martial arts master. He should be able to disarm people and take people down using judo techniques. He's a kid. He panicked. He got intimidated by these kids. He did the only thing a kid would normally do. Strike out with whatever weapon they got that's going to cause the most harm and then run away. And then get away from the situation if they can. He should have just got up and ran away. Yes, this teenage boy should have just had the wherewithal to know exactly what options were available to him. Have you ever been in a fight? Have you ever been jumped or attacked by people? You don't, unless you're trained, even trained people panic and they don't know. There's all plan. What is that phrase? Every plan you had goes out the window when you get punched in the face or something like that. Once something once your adrenaline is triggered and your fear kicks in, any plan you may have had just goes away. And all your thought process goes to, I got to escape. I got to get out of here. I got to do what I have to do to survive. I got to hit them hard and then maybe run. I got to stop them somehow. Oh, I got this thing in my bag. I'll use that. And that'll make them stop bothering me. And I won't get jumped here in the rain and beaten to death or something, or crippled or handicapped by these large people. And they're saying, well, because he's black, he should have known. He should have known every option. And within a split second, he should have been able to rationalize what he should do and know exactly what he should do. Or he should have just did what those white people told him to do, because they're white and he's black. He should have just listened to them and complied. They're not cops or teachers or authority figures or parents or nothing. But because they're white, they're superior to him. So he should have just complied and did whatever they said. And if that wasn't available, well, he should have fought all four of them. He should have just fought all four of them and dealt with the repercussions afterwards. And it's just watching this is like, well, he's a kid. You wouldn't expect that of a little white kid or a little Asian kid or Hispanic kid. You would have been like, oh, well, he's a kid and these four bigger kids tried to jump him and he defended himself. That's what the society would have said. But because he's black, that's the only reason this kid is in jail. They gave him more prison time. I've seen some documentary about this white girl who was dating this white kid, and they were driving in a car together, and the girl, according to the prosecutors, purposely slammed her car into a wall going like 100 miles an hour or something like that, killing the two boys in the car and injuring herself badly. And they convicted her of murder. They gave her like 15 years. They gave her 15 years. This Carmelo got 35 years for defending himself. Everyone knows that he was just sitting down. Four kids came up to him, attacked him, and he fought back. They charged him with murder. Daniel Penny was charged with manslaughter for choking a man to death. The man didn't even know that he was going to get choked to death. Wasn't even talking to Daniel Penny. They charged him with manslaughter, which is a much lesser charge, while this kid is getting charged with murder, as if, hey, I knew exactly what was going to happen. I got up that day with the idea that I was going to kill somebody. I went to the track meet to murder. That's literally what they charged him with that, saying that was his mindset. And we know that wasn't his mindset. We know what the reality is, but look at how harsh it is. Look at what they do when it's a black person, a black child. And black society, we're not going to fight back. We're just going to sit down and take it. There needs to be a change to how we deal with how we move in this country. We have to. And I don't want segregation to come back, because, things like segregating yourselves and settling for a piece of land, if, the talks of reparations comes down to, oh, we'll give you guys a place to live. Don't do any of that stuff, because all they'll do to you is what they did to the black people in Haiti. They'll sanction you. They'll probably poison your water, cut off your water supply, cut off supply lines. And then once black people have cornered themselves off somewhere, all they got to do is ignore that corner. Allow crime to fester, allow poverty, allow stuff to happen to us that wipes us out. So I don't want people to segregate legally, but we need to self-segregate, meaning we still live in their communities. If we need to shop in places, we still have the right, but most of the time we take away our economic support from these people. If we're working at their jobs, take their money and then don't spend it back with their community. That's how you punish these people, and that's how you get their attention. People are now talking about it. It looks like people are now doing it, at least with the Asian community, but the discussion still needs to be broader. It has to be done across the board. You have to find other options. I've given examples before. You don't have to stop shopping entirely. There are other ways to buy products. There are other small mom and pop stores that you can shop in that aren't owned by whites or Asians. You can buy your stuff online, start making the stuff yourself. Start going to small farmers markets, growing things yourself. If you have a big plot of land and you got the time, grow stuff yourself and then sell it to black people. Go to a black church and sell your products. Say, you need tomatoes, you guys need corn, you need peppers. I'm growing that here. I'm selling it. I have it available to sell. and go to black churches. It'll start to become a normalized thing where, oh, you go to church on Sunday and then the vendors show up and you purchase from these black vendors. It'll circulate the money within the black community. If you know how to make clothes, take it to a local black church and sell your products there. And again, it starts to become the norm. You offer security work, go to a black church. And when they have their announcements, say, I offer security work and you can use me for this, that, and the third. If you guys live in a certain block and there's primarily black people there and you want me to police the community because you don't want to deal with the police anymore, this is what I charge a month or a week. Pay that, and me and my guys, we will protect the area. There's so many. It's not difficult at all, especially with social media now and the internet. It's not. Take away your money and find out other ways. I can come up with ways and spread this information, but I'll only do that if I get enough engagement. And I know that people are listening. If I'm not going to keep doing this for shits and giggles. I don't need money. I don't need ads. I don't need any of that stuff, but I need engagement so I know I'm not talking to myself. And then I'll start making public platforms. I'll show my face again and I will give people ways. It's very easy to circulate money within our own community. That's very doable so that we can punish these people and get their attention and get some change. So I primarily made this video because I wanted to at least be part of that conversation. It's talking about how black people are taken back or doing something, and to congratulate black people and to thank them for actually stepping up and doing something. But again, if you guys want some real change, pull your money. If you want me to come up with ways or to help come up with ways, I need engagement, and I'll take it from there. Good luck out there.